tips for life. Don't break most of your hand.
I'm over here.
Yeah, there you are. Yeah, don't break most of your hand. It doesn't work well afterwards.
Really? I would have thought it would work.
Weird.
Hear how that works.
What's up, everyone? So today we are installing CTS Turbo air intake. So you guys probably have already seen that I do have an intake already, but we're putting on CTS Turbo everything. So I already have the CTS Turbo downpipe and putting on the air intake, and there's a whole bunch of other videos of all the other parts sitting over there coming very soon. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you'll have already seen a picture with all the boxes. There's a lot. So we'll start ripping the other intake off, and then we'll get into unboxing this and putting this one together. So if you guys have a stock air intake, your disassembly is going to be different than mine, obviously. I already had an aftermarket intake that I built. So mine came out all as one with the strut brace that it's actually the mount for the air box. So I'm going to have to do some modifying with my catch cans. I'm going to have to move this one out of the way because the air box is probably going to be completely in the way, which we'll see when we actually get it in there. My kind of cold air duct, I don't know what to call that, the factory duct there, mine was routed into the box, and the factory one, you guys will just retain all of that factory lower half of the box, so yours is going to be routed into there anyway. You guys won't have to worry about that. You will have a tube that comes from here, whether you have N14 or N18, you have a tube that comes out roughly here that goes into the elbow right here, which the CTS Turbo one does come with a new elbow that has that duct in, or that has the provision for that duct in it. So you guys will be able to retain that if you want to, or you can do something with catch cans, which I'm going to have to do. Let's grab that CTS Turbo box, pull everything out of the box for the intake, and see what we need to do. I have already opened this, so it was boxed nicer than it is right now because I wanted to look at everything. So I've already had everything out, and I don't know how they box things, so you can never get it back in properly. So we've got the CTS Turbo intake pipe. We've got a bag that has all the hardware and the silicone boots, and you can see that what we were just talking about, that duct there that runs into here. I probably won't be able to use this part. I might have to use my old part, but we'll see. I still don't know what I'm going to do for getting the catch cans attached into here. So they do include this piece. So this would be if you guys aren't running a mass airflow sensor. So if you're tuned on speed density, you'd be able to use this. I had to pick up a factory air box and a new mass airflow sensor because it actually uses these ears to bolt onto the side of the air box. I shaved the ears off of mine, so I don't have those. So we've got two pieces of the air box itself. You've got the hardware and that pack of hardware there to attach these together. But these will go attached or get attached together like that. And they actually slide into the factory air box with these tabs here. You've got your CTS Turbo air filter. Which is actually branded on the end there with the CTS Turbo logo. Should flow really well. Now that we have an idea of what comes in that box, I'm going to grab the factory air box, split that apart so that we can get that back in here. That'll get us to the point that you guys are probably at. Tip for you guys, don't put in the mass airflow sensor first, because then you can't get to these bolts. So we got that box all together. We've got it back into the factory slots. Now we just need to attach it down. So you use your factory hardware for these retainers here, and they give you these little spacers. They have like these little notches there. So they slot into these slots. And you bolt it down. Let you see one of the things that we've got going on here. So I am going to cut a little bit out of this part of the silicone hose, because as you can see, it is hard up against the coolant reservoir. So I'm going to cut a little bit of that out just to move it further in towards the turbo. And we're going to use this barbed fitting for now. It came with that other set of barbed fittings. So we're going to use that for now and just bypass the catch can just to get this install done. So I took a little bit out of there, and it did relieve almost all of the pressure off of there. I did remove the coupler from up here because, as you guys can see, well, maybe you can see in the video, I'm not sure how well it'll show, but there is a bit of an angle off that direction, off to the driver's side on the pipe here. And as you can see, I can't get it any further over, and it's all the way as far to the passenger side as I can get it. So I think I'm actually going to cut this part out of the aluminum tube. You can see roughly where it's marked there. So I think I'm going to cut that out of there, and that way I'll be able to move it over slightly, and it'll take that angle out of there, straighten it up, and it will relieve, I think, all the pressure, or almost all the pressure off of that location there. Enough that I wouldn't be worried about it anymore. And just for aesthetic reasons as well, I want that to actually sit nice and straight. We got that cut and cleaned up around that outer edge and deburred on the inside, so it's nice and clean again. For right now, I am bypassing the catch cans. You can see that one is still there. That one is gone. So I've got this hose that just connects, because I don't have the factory one anymore. So I don't have the crankcase vent tube anymore. So I've got this hose that does the job good enough for now. And then I just connected to the crankcase vent tube back there where the catch can used to be. I've tightened down all of the clamps, one here on the turbo, this one here, both sides of the crankcase vent tube on the tube here, and these two. And it is bolted down nice and tight. Overall, I'm really happy with the intake. The quality of it's really nice. I like the wrinkle. I like all the logoing on everything. I think it looks really good. I forgot my key at home, so I can't actually start it. So we have no idea what it actually sounds like, if it sounds any different than it did before. We do have a lot more CTS Turbo parts to install, so we haven't done any of the before and after. Haven't done a kind of a test drive to see what difference any sounds or how it feels. And I have no idea what the 0 to 60 is or quarter mile time or anything on a stock Mini. I've never done any of that with it. I've used it for autocross a lot, but not actually any timed for 0 to 60 or quarter mile or anything. When I get all the parts on and actually finish it up, I probably will do a 0 to 60 and quarter mile time just to see what it does, because I have no idea. Hopefully the intake install will be helpful for some of you guys for installing yours. You guys can get the install instructions off the CTS Turbo website. There's a PDF on there. Now that I've got all of this installed, it's time to pull it all back out, start on the next pieces. So hopefully you guys like and subscribe, follow along with everything that's going on with the Mini. We'll see you guys very soon.